Hello YouTube, it's Zakary again, back with another live streaming episode of the Beat Review. Accurate beat reviews, beat review, beat review. Hi and welcome. So yeah, good evening to you, sir. Moran, hello, nice to see you here. Watching this in bed because I too like to live dangerously. That's good for you. That's good for you. I'm actually in my home studio right now, making some sort of shenanigans in here. I do want to wait for a few more people to get the chance to get in here before talking about what's gonna be the thing for the future. I think I said something about it on the YouTube community tab and also on Instagram. The fact that I'm no longer accepting submissions for this series over email. But we'll get to that soon enough. In a couple of minutes or whatever. So, hi. This is now a weekly show, and it's going to keep continuing being a weekly show. Every Monday, the same time, the same place, doing the whole thing. And, you know, I'm just a normal guy, so sometimes I might have a fever or, you know, a meeting at my daughter's school or whatever, and I won't be able to make it, but I'm going to try my best to do this consistently every single Monday. And if you don't know, Beat Review is my live streaming concept and my little way of trying to give some attention and some love back to my viewers and subscribers and followers and all the people in the community that makes music themselves. You know, Beat Review is all about me reviewing beats. Give or take a little bit of truth from that, because I don't know how much of a review I always do. And I don't think that I'm better than any of you guys. In fact, you've shown me multiple times over that you are more talented than I am in general. Which is cool. So I'm just here to, you know, praise the stuff that came in, or, you know, put a little bit of constructive criticism sometimes when it kind of needs it. So you are able to send beats to me, and I'm gonna review them, play them on this live stream, and talk about them. And we normally, always, usually, every time we have people in the chat room helping out too, giving them some thoughts and opinions, like, yeah, I like the kick drum of that track, or yeah, that's a nice flipped sample, and whatever. And that's cool. That's awesome. Talking about awesome, I've got a few new toys to play around with. So we have, we have the camera, we have that camera, and we have that one. That's been the situation for a bit. Now we also have this one. Got this one today. The new DJI Action 5 something. My first action cam in I don't even know how many years, a lot of years. And, you know, using it as another webcam like this kind of seems to work. But I'm also using it for other stuff too, of course. So, in the beginning of this thing, before we start listening to beats, I want to make this, I want to talk about this. This is the future of this concept. I'm not talking about this as a huge thing, because I think I'm more than I am, but I'm just noticing that there are so many beats coming in to me to be able to be featured on the series, that it becomes impossible for me to keep everything going, because I'm always getting more music or more beats to review, and the waiting list becomes unnecessarily long, and I don't think that's fair for anyone, any of us. So I'm old school enough to actually have a website, accuratebeats.com, and this is the first page of that, the landing page for my website. Accuratebeats.com. You can see all this stuff. Beat review, weekly live streams on YouTube. That's where we are right now. That's what we're talking about. So what I used to do was just accepting anything that came in on over email and just read every single email and listen to every single track, and was still gonna, I'm not picking anything. I'm still gonna do everything that comes in, but I'm gonna have to do it a little bit differently than just receiving stuff over email, if that makes sense. I can't do that when I'm showing that. My bad. There we are. So, let me just read this flat out. Since I go through every email and listen to everything chronologically to give everyone the attention they deserve, I'm noticing that the waiting list has become unreasonably long, right? So, I'll make some changes for this concept, hopefully to make it better for all of us. This means a few things, right? The email inbox is now closed. I'm not accepting beats over email from now and forwards, unless anything changes again, but yeah. I'm no longer accepting submissions via email. I kind of wish I could keep the old system since it's easy for you guys, but it doesn't seem fair to have people waiting for a few weeks to be featured. It's not that big of a thing, so why wait for weeks? Soon I'll have a new system in place on my website, accuratebeats.com. There will be a simple form to fill out and a place to attach your file, 10 megabytes max. That's just how the system works. This will be the new way to submit music for this series. The form does not require an email address, but if you provide one, I will be able to send you an email when your track has been featured on the show. I will also close this form temporarily if the waiting list gets too long again. Because now we have like 55, 60 beats to listen to, and I'm not going to be able to do that in one episode or even like a couple of ones in the future. So, we're doing this slowly and steadily, and I'm not going to allow anyone to send in anything anytime, because then the list just gets longer, and I'm never getting rid of anything, because I always have this backlog of 50 beats, which isn't really working for any one of us. So, all music submitted via email before today will still be played on the upcoming episodes. So don't worry, if you send anything in over email, I'm not going to scrap anything. We're still going through that. But when I feel like I'm somewhat when we've done a few of those emails, or a lot of them, I'm going to turn this system on, and you're going to be able to send beats through this. Okay? So, please keep in mind that I'm a single person and that I don't have an editor or anything to help me out, more than what some great individuals voluntarily do in the chat room when I'm live. So, this is not a perfect system, I know, but it's the one I came up with. So, the way this is going to work, the way this is actually going to work is that you just have to submit everything through my website. For better or worse. I hope that's going to work. If not, I'm open to change it again, but this just feels like a reasonable thing to do. So you're going into my website, and this is going to change, but this is going to stay here. Something like this. Submit your beat here, closed at the moment. So if we click in here, we come to this site. It's closed for submissions. When it's open again, it's not going to look like this. There's going to be a form. You can type your artist name, write a little message, attach your file, and send it over. And if I realize again that I'm there again at a point where I have like 50, 70, 80 beats to listen to, I'm just going to close it again temporarily and open it up, to have that system in place. That's just going to help me out a lot. And I'm not going to have to, for today and for next week and whatever, I'm going to go through the emails, and all of a sudden it's a link to SoundCloud and another link to Spotify, and someone sends a link to Bandcamp, and someone attached a file that's like 300 megabytes, and you know, it's not that big of a deal, but it makes this show worse, I think. So doing it like this makes sense for me, and this is kind of my way to explain the entire thing. So accuratebeats.com. I don't have a lot of stuff on my website. There is a little bit of music. There are some videos, just YouTube stuff that's listed on here. A free sample pack, and this old crappy thing that no one should care about. You know, normal website stuff, like who am I and how to get in touch with me and whatever. But the beat review is kind of the big thing right now. So this is what's up. This is also the schedule, and you know, I tried to do this somewhat nicely. But on the starting page right now, there's an entire explanation, and you are not able to submit your beats here right now, but you will be in the future. So let's jump back into the chat room again for me to see if anyone understands anything of what I'm saying. Does this make sense? You could start a Discord, have people post their stuff. Yeah, I have a Discord, or I had a Discord, and it's hard for me to stay active on there, and I kind of have to stay active on the Discord for people to be active, and it just turned into this massive thing that just felt like, yeah, I can't anymore. So the Discord is dead, I guess, and I want people to be able to send me stuff without joining something different. I could do this over Patreon too, and just having people donating money. I don't want any of that. I want it to be as open as possible for anyone. That's also why I don't force people to type their email, because that would be like a nice and simple way for me to just collect email addresses and make a newsletter. I'm not doing that either. Anyone can join, anyone can submit a beat, and if you type your email in there, I'm gonna write you an email when you have been featured. I think I'm gonna do that. So yeah. Any thoughts about this? Anyone? Chris52 says it's a very solid solution. Thanks. And for all the music makers out there, this means that you have to create an MP3 file. You know, we're still talking 2 minutes of music. So having like a high quality WAV file for 2 minutes, that's more than 10 megabytes. And that's all what my like internet website provider, Squarespace, allows me to do. 10 megabytes. A system doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to work. Yeah, and I have tested this system out a little bit, and I'm pretty sure that it works. You can't see it right now because it's closed for submission. But whenever I open it again, the form is super simple. And there's just a little button that says attach file. You go to your computer, you click the file, attach it, it gets sent over, and I'm just getting the raw file together with a little message from you, so I can trace whoever made what, because that would be a problem with like this, what's that called? Dropbox and stuff like that. So to me, this is a system, you know? It also says down here, it's not a perfect system, but it's the one I came up with. And that's the truth, you know? Your show, man, and a gift to your followers. So do what works for you. Cool. I think Accurate is working in the graphics business. Yeah, kinda, but not. But yeah, but I do a lot of graphic design in my day job. I do. But this thing is Squarespace. It's just a template and a few pictures and whatever. Some assets like this. Looks decent, but the important thing is that it works, and it does. But right now we are... Okay, I should have done that and talked about whatever. Whew! With that explanation out of the way, What date range will the beats be from? That's a good question. Let's jump into that. Gmail. So, just to make sure everyone follows along, what I'm doing right... Oh. What I'm doing right now is that I'm opening the email that I'm not going to use anymore, the Accurate Beat Review email, to just go through whatever's in here and see what I can find. So the question was, what's the dates going to be? So today we're starting on the 28th of October. That doesn't feel right. Let's see if that makes sense. Downloads. Yeah, that's right. That's the last one by Jared. And today we are on this page. Which makes sense. So what I'm talking about, this massive list of beats that I have laying around that I haven't gotten to yet, there are 50 of them. Exactly. 50 beats. And the first one we're gonna listen to in just a couple of minutes came in the 28th of October. And let's say that we're gonna do 15 of them. Or something like that. Yeah, okay, we're still gonna be on the 28th of October. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to do more than that, so all the beats for this show has been submitted to me on the 28th of October. I could have looked that up in beforehand, but whatever. That's what it is. Cool. So, are we done with me talking about this stupid stuff? And ready to have some music played? I don't want that one. I don't want... Go to hell. I want that one, maybe that one, maybe that one. Fish eye. Yeah. So, okay, just a quick check in the chat room here. We have, as always, Chris52. Woo! Made so well. Back again. Anyone else I recognize? Salberts. So some people seem to be here for the first time. I'm not recognizing all of these names. That's cool. That's awesome. Tones and Vibes. Malson was featured in last week's episode, I think. Great stuff. Moldy Thoughts, back again. Baba Loco, hi. 3 weeks left in this format is the most in the most optimal conditions. Yeah, maybe that's what it becomes. I haven't done the math, but 50 beats, yeah, maybe like 3 weeks. And then it's all about the website. And it feels super old school to do like my own website for this. Who uses a website? Maybe people do, but I don't want anyone to be forced to jump onto Discord or Patreon or join a Facebook group or anything. Because I think that's something we all should do. Try to get as far as possible from all of these solutions. Coming from a YouTuber who makes stuff just on YouTube. You know what I'm saying. That's my other web browser. Website is the new way. It's on the rise. I don't know if it is. And to me, I looked into different ways to get people to send files to me without having to join anything. And like having this request link stuff from Dropbox seemed as the solution. You can upload anything onto my Dropbox account. But then you can't add messages and stuff. And I can't really track who's who. It's just going to become a big folder of files. To me, this is better. Let's try it out. So, today's first beat. Let's listen to some music. And feel free to comment on this solution if you want to in the chat room as we go, because I'm not sure what I'm doing. Everything I said, the whole explanation of the thing, is available on accuratebeats.com, right? And also in the description for this video. That's also the same kind of text. So please read that and stop sending me emails, because that's not what we're doing anymore. So the first beat for today comes from Jared. Hey, not sure if I'm late to the party, but anyway, here are 2 beats if you want to review. Both samples I made myself from scratch. And this is obviously from a guy in Finland, which is cool. And this is an example. He sent me a link to something on his Dropbox, and that works. Jared, the first track is called Old Yay, so this might have a little bit of Kanye West inspiration. Let's play the first beat for today. Because even if I talk a lot, we're doing beat reviews, right? We have heard this one. How have we heard it? Let me just make sure. Yeah, we have played that one. So this is also something that's not going to happen whenever we get the new system in place. Jared. Okay. Let's do this again. Oh, this is a longer email. So from Alex. Hi, Accurate. I'm 36 from Berlin, Germany. Always loved music, but especially hip-hop, and I found a way to create these beats on my own once I discovered the Akai world. Been making hip-hop beats for 2 years, and therefore got connected to music production very late, I guess. Anyways, it's a shitload of fun and got me hooked. But I have the feeling that opinions of like-minded people would really help me make progress. I really appreciate what you're doing, creating this opportunity. So this is my first step out of the comfort zone of my own home. That's exciting, for real. That's exciting. That's why I also can't provide the link to the beat and just send you a WAV file. That's great. That's great. That's one of the ways to do it. It won't be in the future, but it was, and it is. Thanks again for listening. Thanks for the dope beats that already have been shared. And now, let it rip. Cool. So this is from Alex in Germany.
Is that what you came here for? Well, I don't want you to know. I can put a little more. Say we know that
Damn! That's a nice track to start off with, for sure. Let me just get back to this email. He's 36 years old. He's from Berlin, Germany. I've been making hip-hop beats for over 2 years now. I can't hear that. It doesn't sound like you've been at this for 2 years. If I was able to make beats of this quality after 2 years of doing it, I would be proud of myself, and I think you should be. I mean, it has everything in there. I would consider someone who's done this for 2 years to still be somewhat of a beginner. So let's use the term beginner a little bit loose, but still. Someone who's working in this kind of genre, who's been making beats for 2 years, and you still use a bass line like that and chopped up samples and that type of swing with the drums, you definitely have an ear for this kind of shit. I mean, there are some things that could be said about the mixing of the entire thing. Like a master compressor limiter kind of deal would probably make the entire thing come through better and be more snappy and like in your face, because I think that's appropriate for this type of beat. Like doing something with the levels of the drums would probably also help, but in general, yeah. If we're not talking about the technical stuff, the technical aspect of the thing, the musical aspect, I mean, you got everything in here. I think this is a great example of what someone can do in 2 years. That's crazy. It is a strong start, Chris. I do agree. A really strong start. The mix was a bit peaky, says Moran, and yeah, maybe just as I said, a compressor, a limiter to flatten everything out and make it more consistent. Made so well. What if they have a musical background though? Okay, sorry, didn't think about that. People could make other music than hip hop beats, for sure, and maybe that's what it is. I'm definitely really impressed by this one. If it's someone who has been making music for 2 years, if you have a lot of knowledge since before, a lot of musical background, that's a different thing. Still cool, still a nice beat. Some things could be improved with the mix. But if you're this new to music production in general, and you nail the pitch that way, I think that's impressive in itself. Just to have a bass line fitting with the sample that nicely. Cool. So we have the first one in the bag from Alex. And this is his first time letting anyone else hear stuff. This is my first step out of the comfort zone of my own home. That's awesome. Thanks for sending it in. I'm excited to be able to be a part of something like that. Super cool. I'm opening the next one as we speak. Madeira. And I don't understand how it works with these Spotify links. This is a Spotify link to an album. Let's take the first one. Jota DZ. So Jota DZ. Let's play this one. Oh. Yeah. So my Spotify is acting up. And that's 2 minutes. Cool. An awesome track. A fine production in every single sense of the word. I am noticing, is it just low bitrate? Like bad audio quality that way? Or is it intentional? Or is it mixing that kind of broke up? I don't know. The audio quality of that one is not what I expected it to be. A little bit worse. It sounded like low bitrate kind of stuff. Like it's actually a low quality MP3 converted into whatever. And then just hammered by Spotify's normalization settings. I don't know. Production-wise, I don't have much bad words to say about this one. It's interesting though, when you have a sample like that with the words and then everything just works around it. Has something there been AI generated? Maybe not. Let's think no. Finding the same melody, playing it on a few different instruments and combining the entire thing to something that feels like a solid production, more than just chops from a sample layered up with some drums. I think that's cool. That's what beat making is all about. You know, combining different audio from different kind of sources and just putting it together. I think that's a really nice track, for sure. The soulful bass line together with the sample, everything just works. Sounds really cohesive and well put together. So thanks a lot for sending. What happened? Thanks for sending that one over. Was what I was trying to say. Any thoughts in the chat? Drum mix needs work. Sure. It's a vibe. A drum fill would really complement the sample after 8 bars. Yeah, I didn't think of that. To me, like noticing that something is repetitive or whatever, that's been a recurring thing here on the channel or on the streams. For this one, because it had the vocal part and it had the non-vocal part, I didn't think of it, but you are onto something, JK. Maybe a little bit of a drum fill and a variation of something. would help, but I still think it was a solid thing. A solid thing. That's from Alex. And he actually sent it in twice. Because that's the same person. Yeah. So we didn't have 50 beats. We had 49. And I closed the email. So... Oh, that's an email you should not see on the screen, which is good that you didn't. Whew, got nervous there for a second. That's, you know, dealing with multiple different windows is not my strong suit. There we are. And I've already received an email now after the stream went live. And that email will not be saved. That's as I'm going to be that hard about this. I'm going to be that much of a grumpy old guy that if you keep sending me emails, you know, they're just not getting played. We can't do multiple solutions at once. It's all about the website from now on. So this is from Trinken Applesauce. Or Dr. Scruff might also be the name here. The track is called A Little Something. The email doesn't say a single word, and that's good. That's cool. That's cool. Are we ready for yet another one? Yeah, that's my bad at the end there. But that's about 2 minutes long. Another nice track. Another solid piece of music. That's cool. So, we obviously have a lot of talented people in here. That's for sure. Now, my feedback or like constructive criticism here, you know, having the two different drum sections works, and I think it's cool to have this super old school snare sound cutting through in it on its own for parts of it. But the bigger picture here for me has to do with the sample. Vocal samples like that, just like vowel sounds, like super effective, super cool. I do it a lot myself. But if I made this, I would definitely have a section or two using delay in some kind of creative way. So you have like having it, using the vocal chop shorter and having a delay on it to still keep it rhythmical but lower in volume, like decreasing in volume. To me, that would just help with the dynamics of the entire thing, because the dynamics is what I'm lacking in this one, if I got to be critical about it. And that's a part of what I feel like I need to do. Those old school drums, the sloppy stuff, it sounds good. It's all cohesive and it's a nice thing. But it would just be easier for the listener to enjoy for a longer period of time, leaving a little bit of air somewhere, leaving some space open. I'm not saying using a shorter version of the vocal and adding a delay is the only solution for that. That's just the first thing I go to myself, because that's what I do. Love the hi-hat, don't love the bass. But the first thing that just sticks out here is that this vocal sample becomes a bit much. That's my opinion. Chris Head is also in the chat. Half God, half beast. I do recognize that username. That's cool. Thanks for being here. Saying a lot of, I don't even know. Nice subtle variations. Yeah, for sure. But still, I stand by what I said. Having a little bit more dynamic, some open space with the sample would just make it easier to listen to for a long period of time. Even more emails. Yeah. I keep repeating myself, but the fact that I'm still getting emails with beats is such a beautiful thing, such a cool thing, and I love having this opportunity. But we need to, find another way to do this. And I think we did. So that's that one. Now we're on to the next one. It feels like we're moving along kind of quickly now. I like that. So this is a link to a YouTube. Okay, it's just a picture. This one is sent in by Jesse with 2 words in the email. Thanks, man. Thanks, man. Let's listen. Too many windows. Jesse, but the artist name is Long Lost. The track is called Cat and Mouse. Old school. That's almost 3 minutes long, but I also made this. Do we have a guitarist among us? I mean, this is not sampled. This is not like put together by different whatever. This is someone who plays the guitar, and that's cool. That's cool. Someone said something about surf music. Yeah, it sounds a bit surfy. Sounds a little bit Beach Boysy kind of, those kind of chords and that kind of vibe. And normally we talk about hip hop beats in this semi convoluted way. Like the drums here, if you just solo the drums in this track, it's kind of a hip hop beat, right? But since you have like a few different layers of the guitar, it makes it sound like this bossa nova kind of vibe. And then the main guitar with the surfy kind of vibe. Could someone rap on this? I doubt it. I doubt it would be nice. But who cares about hip hop? It's music, and that's what it's about. This definitely sounds like someone who has a lot of musical experience and know what they're doing. Like, this is, to me, this feels like a classic kind of songwriter person just sat down and decided, yeah, I'm gonna make a groovy loop with some variations and some soloing and just improvising some stuff on top of it. To me, it's cool. It's awesome. I mean, if we need to talk about how music should be listened to, I'm not the one to decide, of course, but something like now, of course, maybe I shouldn't think I can do. Couldn't I do that? Yeah. So that's the picture for the YouTube video. Maybe that's why, but I'm thinking about this, someone just sitting in a car, just driving around on the American coast, playing this kind of music, just, sticking your head out of the window, just having a road trip, whatever. Kind of a nice vibe, not like serious and sad or nothing like that, and not like, we talk about vibes and feelings. We don't talk about that stuff enough, because I think the emotional part of this is interesting. The bass line also fits into the main hook really well. But again, emotions. This is not a sad track. This is not a happy track. It's a hopeful track to me. It's hopeful. It's positive, but it still has some darkness in there. And that's interesting. And it's nice. It's well constructed. Again, it feels like a songwriter just sat down and decided to do something instrumental. Having a jam. And it feels good. Feels really good. Could definitely be used in a movie, something like that. You could mix it into a house track really easily. Huh. Never thought of that, but maybe. Using those guitar chops as like chops for a house track, and sure. Like Moloko kind of stuff. I don't even know. I can't even remember what track I submitted. It's been so long. Yeah, I'm sorry about that, Bobby, but we do have this new system in place that's gonna prevent us from being this late with things. Cool. So, a guitarist made something that's cool. I keep logging out. What is this? So that's that one from Long Lost. Long Lost. Thank you. let's give this one a try. This email looks a bit fishy. No, okay, I don't want to show that. My bad. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I don't think it was anything bad, but still. You don't need to see my inbox. Hello, my name is Eastside. I'm from Ukraine. I've been creating music since 2014. I would appreciate if you could check out my music. Of course I can. That's why I'm here. Eastside. The track is called Atlanta 91 BPM. That's exactly 2 minutes long. Someone knows what they're doing. East Side, Atlanta, 91 BPM, from Ukraine, making music for 10 years. That's cool. It's interesting whenever people chooses those kinds of samples. I do that myself sometimes. Finding something that's way more atmospheric than melodic, if that makes sense. And using, I mean, it could be samples from relaxation music or some Indian folk music or whatever. Music to do yoga to, I don't know. And using that in kind of a beat-making hip-hop context, it's interesting, it's cool. And you kept a lot of the atmospheric stuff in there, which I appreciate. I think that's definitely a style to go to. And I like it. There was something about the bigger picture here in terms of EQ and frequencies. I had to crank up my headphones kind of a lot to really notice the subby bass line. A super deep bass note that just almost doesn't come through. At least not in these headphones. Maybe on these speakers, I don't know. So maybe adjusting the balance somewhat. Sometimes it's not bad to have a super subby low bass line and then double that up with something that's more obvious. Just a little bit of distortion or saturation or just a different instrument playing an octave higher at a really low volume just to make sure that the listener notices that it's there. Because having this atmospheric kind of stuff with those types of drums, that's effective, that's cool. Immediately gives you some kind of feeling and emotion about it. But not really having that bass line in there as noticeable as I think it deserves to be is a little bit of a missed opportunity. But in general, I mean, this is the type of music that I would listen to myself, just have playing as I'm working on other stuff. If I'm designing some graphical stuff, or if I'm just doing some art, or if I'm, playing a video game, just having those kinds of beats on in the background really works. And keeping a lot of the feeling and the vibe of the sample is crucial in a situation like this. Sure, you could take the sample, chop it up in tiny pieces, and just, pitch it 7 semitones up and make something that sounds like what I used to do like 10 years ago. That's one way to do it, and this is a different way. To giving it this, it doesn't feel like hip hop that someone needs to rap on. Hip hop like Cut Chemist or DJ Honda. I don't even know. Nice, cool stuff. Thanks for sending it in. Been working on music for 10 years, and I can tell. Different vibe than what I'm used to, says Blake Superior Beats, who also gave me a super chat like an hour ago, half an hour or something. Blake Superior in the super chat said, props to all the producers submitting dope beats, and shout out to Accurate for making it happen. Thanks a lot, and that's a $10 super chat. Thank you. Catching the sad vibe in the Ukraine. Was this one from the Ukraine? I think it was. Makes it even more special in a way. The words you used, catching the sad vibes in Ukraine. Yeah, maybe. Might have been better with a different bass. Yep. Check out his site. The submissions are closed right now, unfortunately. Yes, they are. Someone asked about that. I'm not going to go through the entire thing. It's written on my website as well as in the description for this video. The submissions are closed right now. You can't send in beats for the series right now because I have too many beats to go through. It just wouldn't make sense to have people waiting for weeks. But when it's opening up again, it's going to be all up in here. AccurateBeats.com. There's going to be a form. You're going to be able to attach a file, maximum 10 megabytes. Just send it over and you're going to be featured. That's the new thing. Closed right now because there's too long of a queue. But yeah, that's what we're doing. AccurateBeats.com. Not the best website in the world, but it works for this, So thanks a lot, Eastside, for sending that beat in from the Ukraine. I don't know why I keep saying the Ukraine. It's from Ukraine. Okay, I just need to look ahead here in the emails. We are still on the 28th of October, so a few weeks ago. The next one comes from Naki Beats. Next we have RTC Shogun, who is here sometimes. And that's the ones I recognized immediately. Yeah, whatever. Naki Beats. Hello, Accurate. I'm a producer from Switzerland. Here's a track I produced on the MPC, and my friend and artist from Cape Town, Smitty D, raps on it. We've already heard this one.
Yeah. But a slice give me but it both sides.
Yep, that one has been played. Cool. I haven't been, I'm trying. So, this is from RTC Shogun. Make yourself known if you are in the chat, please. Maybe you aren't, maybe you are. If you don't know, it's not that I know RTC Shogun really well, but he is one of the hosts on the Beatcast, the podcast that I've been a guest on twice. I also made this video on the channel with Il Al, who I gave him somewhat of an introduction on the MPC Key 37, and he is like the main guy on the Beatcast, and RTC Shogun is close second, I think. A great guy, RTC Shogun, also a great producer. RTC Shogun, Holding On To You is the name of the track. So let's listen to that one. He said, and nothing happened. So if RTC Shogun wants to use this on his Instagram, there's going to be a lot of cutting. And whatever. RTC Shogun, Holding On To You. Sounds like this. Yeah, man. That's some beats right there. That's cool. Thanks a lot for sending that one in. RTC Shogun. Cool stuff. Definitely some cool stuff in there. I'm not sure how much we want to break this one down, but there's a lot of stuff going on, right? We have the vocal sample, we have the crazy bass line, we have the main chords, we have the drunk drums kind of stuff going on. And you can tell that, again, that this is someone who knows what they're doing, right? Because having that much stuff crammed into a single beat, and that's like 2 minutes long, and that's an art form, that's an art in itself. You know, it's not easy. And we've had some beats on this show before that most of us felt like, yeah, that's a bit too busy. That's a bit too much. You're trying too much, you know. This is borderline that, but on the right side of the line, so to speak. Sorry, that's let out a burp right there. It is what it is. So, a lot of stuff going on. Maybe if this was like a 3 or 4 minute thing, there would be some different places where you would allow like the sample to have its own space without everything going on. But to me, it's well constructed. It's a nice beat. And it's also a great showcase how effective it could be with these kind of sound effects, you know. Stuff going on. Not necessarily in the background either, but in the forefront. So we have all the different elements going on, and there's also this effective. Cool. Keeps me active as a listener. And you know, those kinds of bass lines and those bass sounds, please tell me how you make them, because I want to know. And you know, it's also a fine balance. When you know how to mix something, you can't do this much stuff in a single track. If you don't know how to mix it and where to place stuff in the mix, it becomes this big mess. And I think this was not a big mess. A beat with a lot of stuff going on, but not a big mess. The chat room, what are you saying? That swing though, yeah, for sure. Forgot about that. But those types of drunken drum grooves, I mean, a lot of people are doing them, but you have a nice flavor to it, and it's not bad at all. Hi-hat panned right only? I couldn't notice that. I did hear the hi-hat though, because everything is in mono in here. Well mixed, properly panned, everything. Yeah, everyone seems to agree. That's a nice track. Nice work there, Shogun. Or RTC. That's cool. That's nice. And now Amazon told me that I got my new camera. Yeah, I know. Right here. Oh, no. That's not what I want to do. Cute burp, yeah. Sorry about that. The swing of the drums is heavy. Cool. Everyone agrees. Nice job. Nice job. And thanks for sending it in. Thanks for being a part of my show, since I have been a part of your show. You know, your show and my show. Something. Janet Jackson. I don't know. Matt Alexander. Something is wrong about how I'm hearing my mic. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1. 1, 2. I don't know. I guess it sounds decent. Matt Alexander says, I wasn't sure if you generally prefer links, so here's the track on SoundCloud. And the first one is a file. That's what I prefer. Cool. So Matt, or he signs his email with Jilbert, so maybe that's the name. Jilbert, Friday after work.
After work.
Oh, that's the end of it? Totally missed that. 2 minutes and 4 seconds. Cool. So again, I wrote down a few words. I don't know if that's helpful, but it kind of helps me. When the muted guitar came in at the beginning, that's a nice touch. You know, just a tiny, like, complementary guitar. Some muted notes in there. Nice. Nice and funky. Nice and soulful. I think it's interesting when you make something that's obviously this electronic, but also with a lot of instruments, you know? Becomes soulful and modern in a cool way that kind of also feels like, yeah, brings you back to soulful times, but it's still modern, you know? Something about the vocals. I get I get the thing about having vocals that are like super quiet, probably recorded like super closed mics, super really close up microphones, high gain stage and just letting it be. But I would love to just increase the vocals by a little bit to make them not be in the forefront. I know what you're going for. I know you don't want the vocals to be in your face, but maybe just lift them a little bit, because some of the words, at least on this volume, became a little bit like, yeah, it's a part of the thing. And you know, maybe that's the purpose, but increasing the volume of the vocals a little bit would probably help. I like the hi-hat pattern. I like the bass line. You know, leaving all the slides in there is really effective and makes someone like me feel that like it's soulful and organic, even though it's modern, you know? Because those two things doesn't have to be exclusive from one another. It could sound modern and fresh and still kind of deep and soulful and artistic. And I think you nailed it on this one. But again, the vocals just a little bit. 2 decibels, 1.5. Or maybe just playing around a little bit with the EQ on the vocals would help, just to bring them out a little bit. A little tiny bit. But a nice and smooth track, well produced in all types of ways, and just a nice, solid thing. Chris says he would like it more without the vocals. It's a good mood. Yeah, maybe. The text of the vocals? I don't know. Let's not even go there. Rooftop bar ambience with a subtle touch of irony. Yeah. You know, using humor and irony and stuff like that in music that's a difficult thing. I think that's a difficult topic to even touch on. I have so many feelings about that. Musically speaking, I like this.
I'll see you on Friday after work. I'll see you on Friday after work.
And that's so cute. The marimba, or what? It's not a marimba, but whatever it is. Nice. Nice and cute. That's a cute, fun track. Smooth and funky. Modern and old. All of that stuff. So, let's see here. I need to mark the emails that has been played. Totally forgot about that. I need to mark them like so. I'm not saying that we're closing in on these 50, but we are making a mark on this on the list. Another email. Hey, Accurate, just sending this one again because I'm proud of it. I want to see if you want to review it. Sending this one again? Does that mean that we wasn't able to play it? Ah. It's a link to X. Doesn't seem to be the right thing. Is it this? Now I need to do a lot of research to understand if this is the right account. Goes by the goat ABSX. Nothing here says that it's the same person, but the link takes me here. Fudged squared. Insane redacted. Okay, now I found a tag that's the same. So this is what he wants me to play. Setting it again, because I'm proud of it. Have we heard this one? You guys have been here for a lot of these shows. Help me out. Have we heard this before or not?
Every now and then I go watch, like, you know, but if you watch those fucking like hardcore bands and shit, and motherfuckers just swinging their arms and throwing drop kicks and shit, man, that's a different type of mosh shit, like. But yeah, they just pumping the chest and, you know, getting sweaty and stinky and shit, man. It's not cool. You know, that shit it's for that, but you know, I want more of a, you know, a vibe.
So there we heard some of the samples that came through in the beat itself. Awesome. I don't know if I'm the only one who feels like this, but you know, I would love to hear this track, the entire composition of everything, in the same tempo, but pitched down a few semitones. Obviously a soul sample, and you made everything work fantastically well. I mean, I think this is the first episode where we haven't had anything played that's like, you know, something doesn't make sense. Something's out of tune, or the beat doesn't work because the drums and the samples doesn't talk the same language. And that's cool. It feels like we're playing better and better music in some way. Andre 3000 return on this. Maybe having a rapper like him on a track like this would probably be really cool. And I'm not saying that it's bad. I'm just interested. I would be interested in hearing this entire thing pitched down a little bit. The same tempo, but just everything taken down a little bit to see if it becomes more darker, more thoughtful, more serious, and I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. The audio quality here again, I don't know. And I'm not excited about playing something on Elon Musk's platform, X. But the beat is good. The beat is good. And it's cool. A lot of the sample has been left in there, for better or worse. I have this bad tendency to always chop everything maybe too much, and working with small chops. Allowing big parts like this to just come through, there's nothing bad in that. And, you know, hearing a rapper like Andre 3000, I could hear Action Bronson on this. Mostly because of the bass line. A nice track. Totally. I would maybe want some more. Maybe not. It's just good. You know, we don't have to take everything to the extreme. So, thanks for sending it in. There are so many tags here. He calls him, the name is The Goat in the email. And it's on X under a bunch of different tags. I don't even know. But someone who made music and sent it over and made some great music. Me and the words, right? Ben G is leaving us. I gotta bounce. It was fun. Peace, dudes. Peace. It seemed playful and on purpose. Yeah. More work on the drum beat, but nice. Maybe. Let me just breathe for a second. Like that. Cool. So, some stuff needed to be sorted out. But there we are. Are we ready to jump in on the next email? I think we are. This comes from JH, also on the 8th of October. On YouTube, Steam Engines and Birds. That's a thumb piano, right? Sorry, I'm not. I don't want to do that. I want to play stuff, but a thumb piano like that, awesome. So, to me, that's pretty much jazz in beat form. A part of me honestly thinks that music like that is a little bit difficult to listen to. Why? I don't know. Just something about stuff like that makes me feel and think in a way that I'm not always comfortable with. And that's such a cool, powerful thing that music has, you know? Being able to affect you like that. For better or worse, again. Not my favorite type of music. When it becomes that odd and strange. But you didn't go entirely like crazy and too weird to listen to. It's still on the right side of that. On the right side of the threshold or whatever. I don't love that kind of music myself, but it does serve a purpose. And it feels like it's well constructed. All those notes clashing together, creating this tension thing that's slightly out of tune but still not, and the harmonics doesn't really, it's not pop music, and it's not supposed to be pop. I know that. It's not even supposed to be hip hop. It's artful in a different kind of way, and I think that's interesting. Do I have a little bit of a hard time listening to it? Yeah. Do I enjoy it for the art that it is? Yes, I do. Hip hop type of drums and using sound designing and probably like chops and the entire craft of beat making, but in a way that would be described as jazz hop, jazz beats. I don't know. Tommaso says as well, I need to smoke something soon. And that's the vibe I get from something like that. It feels like something that someone would smoke a lot of weed to. And that's not something I do myself. So, I don't really think of it that way. But I can see what it is. Harmonic dissonance. Yeah. Moran with all the words. Nice. That's what it is. Harmonic dissonance. To me, it's not just comfortable. It's not just beautiful. It's not just great. It's not just bad. It's not just bad either. It's just different. And complicated. A part of me wants to get into making music like that more myself. More music like that myself. That's more complicated and more hard to... I don't know. I can't find the right words right now, but I like it. It's good. It's cool. It's well made. Do I love it from a musical standpoint myself? No, maybe not. Does it have a place? For sure. Together with smoking? Maybe so. Yeah. Well, who was that? Did I actually close the email again? Whew, I did. And that's my other email. That's the beat review email. Let's close those two. There we are. Who was that? Was that this one? No. Ah, that one. Did we... Ah, we missed one. I skipped one. That's 0 bytes. Doesn't work. From MCK. Mark, MCK. There's a file in here, but I can't download it. Oh, it's a link. I can't download it. My bad. It's on here. It's on SoundCloud. Yep, we haven't heard that one. I just skipped it in the list for some reason. My bad. MCK Firebird. Hey, I just saw that you're streaming. I hope that you're going to listen to my beat. I did this one a few weeks ago. Cool. And I messed up. Let's do it again. Cool. MCK Firebird. Thanks a lot for sending that one my way to be featured in this show called Beat Review. Real quick, if you want to send beats into this show to be featured in the future, because if you send it in, you will be featured. AccurateBeats.com is the place to go to, and right now it's closed for submissions because I have a long list of stuff to go through, but soon enough it's going to be open again, and the only way to submit beats to this show in the future is by using AccurateBeats.com, using the forum and adding a file and submitting it that way. But this track though, let's talk about it. To me, there's one big problem about this one. Let's get that out of the way first. It's cool, but it's way too loud. I mean, the chords in here and the progression and the switch up you make with the chords, great stuff. Maybe we need some more variation on the hi-hat, and the drum programming could be a little bit looser. Whatever. The musical parts here are nice. The drums needs a bit of work, but more than anything, I have a hard time not hearing those. I have a hard time focusing on anything else. But right here we have the switch up. You know, we have some main chords, nothing too fancy, nothing too complex, whatever. And the bass line, and then this top line with the string, the bass, the pad kind of sound. It's all there. It's all in there. Maybe it doesn't have a lot of personality, you know, whatever personality is in this perspective. But the percussion, too much. Leave it in there, but just decrease the volume by a lot. But this feels like an arrangement. You know, we have the string section, we have the different chords. It's all in there. What's wrong about it, except from the percussion stuff? I don't know. Make it a little bit looser. Give it some personality in the way it flows and the way it feels, because musically, when it comes to the chords and the notes, everything is in there. It's nice. Could just be a little bit more groovy, I guess. You know, what I'm trying to say is this. If you put a rapper on something like this, it would be really hard to find an interesting way of rapping and finding a nice flow on a beat like this, because it's that on the grid, on the floor, on the grid. Yeah. Does everything need to be all funked up? No, maybe not. But in this case, I think it could help. But the sound selections, don't have a lot to say about that. Sounds like my chopsticks dropping at a Chinese buffet. Maybe. Good mix, but doesn't sound very organic, almost too clean. That's what Moran says, and that might be right. That it's almost too clean. Hi-hats need some variation. Yeah, I think the entire drum section could just be loosened up a bit. Now we've played the same thing 5 times. It's a nice track, nice work, but a little bit too polished maybe, a little bit too clean. And that's a piece of feedback I give to myself all the time too. My stuff sometimes are way too clean and it needs to be a little bit dirtier. That's why I'm trying to use this one more. The Generation Lost Mark II from Chase Bliss. Adds a little bit of pitch wobble if you want to. Add some tape modulation if you want to. Some saturation, some flutter, some stuff like that. Could also be done with RC20, you know, from Excellent Audio. But it's not just about the sound, it's also about the programming of the actual notes. Well, let's move on. Nice work. I'm not saying that it's bad. Nice work. Could it be better? Yeah. How? I think we've said some stuff. Now we are soon entering the 29th of October, but this has also been submitted on the 28th. From Ken. Hi, Accurate. Love the channel. I made this on the Octatrack Mark II a little while ago and recorded the arrangement in one take for a video. I look forward to your thoughts. I attached an MP3 and added a link to when I recorded this beat on YouTube. and a timestamp. No, let's just do the MP3. So this is someone who made this on the Octatrack Mark II on YouTube. Cool. Let's just check the video real quick. Okay, the link itself goes to the timestamp. Cool. I think that could be done. Huh. Now we can watch videos. I can't believe I'd never thought about this before. Let's go. Okay, I'm noticing that we're getting the audio twice. That would be better. Sorry about that. So if I close that and I go back into Jesus. Okay, whatever. Let me just go back in here again. All of this needs to go. And if we start using the form on the website, this is not going to happen anymore. Huh? What just happened? Okay, here we are. Tech is the worst. There we are. Let's pretend this never happened. Let's have a listen. Cool.
I did that too.
You did.
Yeah, we're going to call that done for now. I hope you enjoyed. Have a great day. Like, share, yada, yada, subscribe, blah, blah, blah. I'm not in my top form at the moment. I'm knocking the rust off. I don't know how to do YouTube after 3 weeks. I'll see you again soon.
I know the feeling. That's cool. So someone else who makes beats on YouTube, and the guy has a cool setup. Weird lighting and everything going on. What do we have? We have the SP44 Mark II. We have the Octatrack Mark II. We have the OP1. Not the Field, I think. What's that though? That's just for monitoring, I guess. Does it work?
Blah, blah, blah.
It does work. That's cool to add for a video. Gotta look into what that might be. But yeah, let's talk about the beat. I have the hugest amount of respect for people who works on the Octatrack. I've never really spent a lot of time with the Electron devices myself, so I'm talking out of my ass. But they are different and cool, and they have a certain type of workflow that I'm not really comfortable with myself, you know? But the beat here, I mean, it's nice. Having a distorted kick drum like that is obviously a creative choice that this guy made, and I think that's a valid choice to do, you know? The melody sits nicely on top of everything else, but a part of me feels like, yeah, you're noticing that I'm starting to go into this territory where I'm always looking for what could be improved more than just talking about how good something is. That's just what this is becoming, I guess. Somehow it feels like it's nice as it is. It's nice and solid, and, you know, it's good for what it is. But if I needed to say something, it feels like it lacks an instrument in the middle, you know? We have the drums, that's fine. The kick drum, cool. We have the bass line, we have the pad chords, and we also have this melody. And that should be good enough. You shouldn't need more than that. But somehow it feels like I need something with more attack. You know? A synth, a piano, whatever. Something with more of an attack to the sound, because it feels a little bit mushy. Or am I wrong? Well, the top line has attack to the sound. That's not it. What is it though? That's a brave thing to do on a live stream. Okay, that's the... I don't know. I think it's cool. It's mysterious and it's dark and it's not evil, but it's a little bit... It has some type of horror movie vibe over it. I like it. What are people saying in the chat room? Now I'm just talking. What mic do you use? Whatever. I would love to check out the Octatrack myself. Not my kind of music, but it's good. You need more UZ. I don't know what that means. Maybe it's the mastering. I guess there's no mastering to speak of if you do it on a live stream on YouTube. So, yeah, it's moody. It has a vibe, horror movie kind of stuff, without being over the top. You know, when you do something that's too evil or too mean, sometimes it just sounds like you're like making fun of that kind of music, and that's not what this is either. And obviously made on a live stream, can't hate on that. Maybe having a rapper like A$AP Rocky or someone. No, A$AP Rock, my bad. Names. someone like that, a lyrical, evil, crazy, weird kind of rapper with lyrics that doesn't really make sense. Aesop Rock would be one of them. Something like that could work. I think it's good. I think it's nice, but it feels like it lacks something to just give it that little push forward. Over analyzing stuff is maybe not the right way to go about your life, but that's what I'm doing right now. And I'm over analyzing your stuff. So maybe that's it. You know, this is also me just having fun, thinking about stuff too much and just pulling things apart. That's what you're gonna have to live with if you want to be on these streams. Now we have another one from Dawid. Polish stuff. Also a video, but just a still frame. So let's have a listen. This is Young Lynn. Morzle Les. I guess that's Polish for something.
Szukałem ciebie, szukałem tam, szukałem złota, znalazłem skarb. Nie chciałem dłużej w miejscu stać, potrzebowałem w życiu w końcu zmian. Szukałem ciebie, szukałem tam, szukałem złota, znalazłem skarb. Nie chciałem dłużej w miejscu stać, potrzebowałem w życiu w końcu zmian. Wylałem może wódki, nie łez, bo smutek zmienił się w gniew. A nie chciałem być tu na dnie, tylko tam, gdzie kamer flash. Jak depczą po piętach, problem trzeba zdeptać. Suka chce na piętro, ale to nie penthouse. Ale to nie penthouse. Ale to nie penthouse. To nie zwykła fura, tylko Hot Wheels. To nie zwykła suka, tylko hot beat. Wydychy gorące jak Hot Wings. Balenciaga, Gucci, designer on me. Twoja trawa sztuczna jak orlik. W diamentach lub złocie mój homie. Mamy staw, co wyjebie jak cockpit. Twój skład, kopia na kopii. Szukałem ciebie, szukałem tam, szukałem złota, znalazłem skarb. Nie chciałem dłużej w miejscu stać, potrzebowałem w życiu w końcu zmian. Szukałem ciebie, szukałem tam, szukałem złota, znalazłem skarb. Nie chciałem dłużej w miejscu stać, potrzebowałem w życiu w końcu zmian. Jestem Young Lynn, kochają funky. Wyszedłem z szafy jak z Narni. To prawdziwy świat, potrzebowałem w życiu w końcu zmian. Przez to inaczej patrzę na świat. Nie rób nadziei, tylko daj mi znak. Jak nie odpiszę, to zrób mi spam. Szukałem ciebie, szukałem tam, szukałem złota, znalazłem skarb. Nie chciałem dłużej w miejscu stać, potrzebowałem w życiu w końcu zmian. Szukałem ciebie, szukałem tam, szukałem złota, znalazłem skarb. Nie chciałem dłużej w miejscu stać, potrzebowałem w życiu w końcu zmian.
Ah, cool. So, we don't have a lot of new schooly type of stuff here. Don't do that. That's an ad for Google Chrome. I don't even know. Old new school type of stuff, rap from Poland. Can't hate on that. It's cool. It feels like it's really well produced from a beat making standpoint, but you know, the mixing makes the beat just disappear.
Nie chciałem dłużej w miejscu stać, potrzebowałem w życiu w końcu zmian. Szukałem ciebie, szukałem tam, szukałem złota, znalazłem skarb.
So the beat is hard to kind of pick apart from what we can hear because the mixing is crazy with the vocals. The vocals should always be heard, of course, if you put them on a track, but it doesn't have to be overbearingly loud. So that's a missed opportunity, according to me. The beat itself, I haven't made a lot of music like this myself, so I don't really know what I'm talking about, but, you know, 16, 32 note hi-hats and super low 808 bass lines takes you pretty far in this genre. And then this whole orchestra horny kind of thing. Feels cool and massive and epic in a lot of cool ways. It's hard to distinguish though.
Penthouse, ale to nie penthouse. Ale to nie penthouse. To nie zwykła k***a, tylko Hot Wheels. To nie zwykła suka, tylko hot beat. Wydechy gorące jak Hot Wings. Balenciaga, Gucci, designer on me. Twoja...
You know, mixing rap on beats like that has to be difficult. But in this case, I think you just overdid it. Too loud vocals, you know? The beat is good. Yeah, it's well produced. I would just love to hear this instrumental as it is. Too much autotune, of course. We know. So nah, I don't know. It's not bad. Good work, I guess, but not my type of music, and not easy to say much about the beat since the vocals are so much in there. Now, the next one comes from the link takes us somewhere. Canmore by Indxr. INDXXR and Prime 57. Yep, looks like a proper music video. Let's see if we can jump onto that one like that. Ha!
ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਲੱਗੇਗੀ ਕੈਨੇਡਾ ਦੀ ਹਵਾ ਇੱਥੇ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਮੁੰਡਾ ਪੂਰਾ ਡਾਊਨ ਟੂ ਅਰਥ ਇੱਥੇ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਮੁੰਡਾ ਪੂਰਾ ਡਾਊਨ ਟੂ ਅਰਥ ਇੱਥੇ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਮੁੰਡਾ ਪੂਰਾ ਡਾਊਨ ਟੂ ਅਰਥ ਜੋ ਵੀ ਦਿਲ ਕਵੇ ਕੰਮ ਕਰ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਖਰੇ ਤੋਂ ਵੀ ਖਰਾ ਖਰਾ ਕੱਲਾ ਖੜਾ ਭਾਵੇਂ ਪਰਾ ਖਰਾ ਮਾਰ ਬਾਪੂ ਤੋਂ ਵੀ ਡਰਾਂ ਬੜਾ ਮੇਰਾ ਬੈਂਕ ਤੇ ਹਿਸਾਬ ਖਾਲੀ ਪੰਨੇ ਪੜੇ ਤੇ ਕਿਤਾਬ ਖਾਲੀ ਕਦੇ ਪੈੜਾ
You need this?
No, I'm good. Thank
good?
you.
ਕਿਤਾਬ ਖਾਲੀ ਕਦੇ ਪੈੜਾ ਤੇ ਨਾ ਪੈਰ ਤਰਾਂ ਬੰਦੇ ਮਿਲੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਬੜੇ ਜਾਲੀ ਪੁਰਾ ਮੋੜਦੀ ਕਿਸੇ ਦੀ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਤੋੜਨੀ ਕਿਸੇ ਦੀ ਮੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਮੇਰਾ ਰੱਬ ਚੱਲੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਲੋੜ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਦੀ ਟਾਈਮ ਹੈ ਨਹੀਂ ਮੇਰੇ ਕੋਲ ਕੰਮ ਸ਼ੱਤੀ ਮੇਰੇ ਕੋਲ 11 ਬੰਦੇ ਵੀ ਕੱਟਣੇ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਬਟਾ ਭਾਈ ਕਰੇਗਾ ਬਟਾ ਭਾਈ ਕਰੇਗਾ ਅੱਖੀਆਂ ਬੱਕੀਆਂ ਯੱਕੀਆਂ ਰੱਖੀਆਂ ਤੱਕੀਆਂ ਲੱਗੀਆਂ ਅੱਖੀਆਂ ਕੱਤੀਆਂ ਰੱਡੀਆਂ ਗੱਡੀਆਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਹੀ ਛੱਡੀਆਂ ਘਰ ਚ ਫੜ ਕੇ ਬਾਹਰ ਕੱਢੀਆਂ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਛੱਡੀਆਂ ਵੱਡੀਆਂ ਵੱਡੀਆਂ ਅੱਖੀਆਂ ਜੋ ਬਤ ਰਹਿ ਗਈਆਂ ਏਡੀਆਂ ਵੱਡੀਆਂ ਛੱਡੀਆਂ ਕਰੇ ਨਾ ਪੱਟੀਆਂ ਪੱਟੀਆਂ ਵਾਲੀਆਂ ਕਰੇ ਪੱਕੇ ਸੂਲੇ ਰੂਲੇ ਪੜੇ ਸਕੂਲੇ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਦੇ ਟੂਲੇ ਲੱਗੇ ਵਜੂਲੇ ਬੜੇ ਹੀ ਕੂਲੇ ਜੱਟ ਫਿਊਲੇ ਪੈਰਾਂ ਚ ਸੂਲੇ ਅੱਖ ਚ ਜੂਲੇ ਰੂੜੇ ਡੂੜੇ ਦੋਈ ਮੂੜਾ ਕਦੇ ਅਸਾਰ ਕਦੇ ਪਸਾਰ ਕੰਮ ਕਰਾਏ ਦੇ ਲਾਗੇ ਚੰਗਾ
Believe me or not, that's 2 minutes right there. This is a trip.
And my pocket's full of sand. I'm a long way from home, and I miss my loved ones so I best be on my way in the early morning rain. You can't jump a jet plane, but you can a freight train.
What is this?
So I best be on my way in the early morning.
ਕੰਮ ਕਰਾਏ ਦੇ ਲਾਗੇ ਚੰਗਾ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਲੱਗੇਗੀ ਕੈਨੇਡਾ ਦੀ ਹਵਾ ਇੱਥੇ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਮੁੰਡਾ ਪੂਰਾ ਡਾਊਨ ਟੂ ਅਰਥ ਇੱਥੇ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਮੁੰਡਾ ਪੂਰਾ
Oh my god. Where to even start? Punjab to Germany. So this is, I don't know, someone who's traveling from somewhere in India to Germany. I love the fact that we have the submission. Keep biting my lip. I love the fact that we have submissions like this one too. again, more modern kind of music and rap. The mixing here is way better, way easier to listen to, and everything just works. The rap and the beat, everything is nicely balanced, and I don't have a lot to say. The video production is good, but the different cutouts for like a kid singing "Knocking on Heaven's Door" and this guy.
You can't jump a jet plane. But
What's up with him? What is he doing in there? All sorts of animals and stuff. Canoeing. Whew. But let's try to focus on the music. I mean, to me, I'm not totally familiar with this type of music. This genre is a bit new to me. Not new. It's just not what I listen to. But it's hip hop. It's in the genre. It's rap and it's beats. And again, it feels like it's well produced. The beat has a lot of stuff going for it, and the rap is hard for me to say anything about, but it sounds professional and it sounds good. Somehow it feels kind of like a hit song. Feels like a banger. Feels like something that could be played by and enjoyed by a lot of people, for sure. I mean, I'm old school, so I would love some of the like musical parts to have a little bit more space, but maybe that doesn't work with this type of rap. I don't know. Feels like it's a lot of 808s and a lot of drums, a lot of attitude and a lot of vibes. But there are some musical ideas in there that I think deserves more space, if that makes sense. This is peak internet. Yeah, maybe it is. Someone trolling in here in the chat room. Sample the vocals of "Knock on Heaven's Door" and try it again. Nah, I think this is good. Audio-wise, it's decent for sure. If you listen to it without the video, he's pretty on point. Yeah, I'm not saying that this is bad. I don't think I agree with you guys. I think this is high quality stuff. This is good. I'm not too familiar with it, and the language is, of course, foreign to me. But it's cool. But don't destroy the art you put so much time and effort into by just being funny on the internet. It doesn't work for someone like me. Good music, though. Stand by it. That's what I'm saying. Oh, this one. This could be interesting. From Dave Cooper. Hi, Accurate. Here's a song I made entirely on the Deluge. It's a house song with some acid bass. Only the vocals is a sample. All the rest is me playing in various synth patches that were created on the Deluge. So, isn't it funny that I said that, yeah, we've had a lot of hip-hop beats that made a lot of sense. Now we had 2 new school tracks with rap. Now there's house. I don't know. But this is also a video, if we want it to be. And we do, because he's doing something. Would have been so much better without the odd inserted clips. Yeah, for sure. Just keep the video to the music, you know? But this one, who was this? Dave Cooper. Again, with that one. You see, if I think a little bit of which camera I'm switching to, It's not all this. You know, I know where they are. I just need to think. House Music on the Deluge by Dave Cooper. Well, that's more than 2 minutes. Cool. So I have said from the get-go, my bad. I said from the get-go that you're allowed to send in anything, any type of music. And I think this is interesting. This device, the Deluge, sits in beside my couch right now, and I'm using it a lot for a lot of cool things. It's a great device. It's awesome for beat making and for making these kinds of tracks and whatever. To me, one of the sins in particular here was a little bit too loud in volume, and that took like the overhand of everything. A little bit unfortunate, but that's not much to talk about, you know. I was waiting for that snare drum to hit for like over a minute. I was sure that it was gonna become boom scots, and it became like that too. And in all honesty, I mean, this video is 4.5 minutes long, so just playing 2 minutes isn't fair in this genre because it's all about the build-up, right? But it's cool. A lot of different patterns, a lot of different arpeggios going back and forth and like combining themselves into this massive wall of sound, which is cool. And a lot of the synths in the Deluge, especially with some of the user-made firmwares, are so powerful. And it's easy to do all sorts of different modulations per step. And that's what it did here, too. A lot of things are happening, and it becomes cool and interesting and musical in a cool way. Someone says something about loudness. Tommaso, I am dancing. Yeah, this is dance music, for sure. And I don't dance, for sure. This is not my type of music whatsoever. Can I still appreciate the art form and the work put into it? Yeah, for sure. And it's an instrument that I'm kind of learning as I go, so I understand the complexity of it, and it's nice and cool. And you know, using a lot of different elements like that, a lot of different arpeggios and different types of sequencing options, I guess, and still making it into this cohesive piece of music is impressive. But the style of music is what it is, and it feels really on point. Like 90s rave combined with a little bit of old school video games combined with LSD, I guess. I don't even know. Dave Cooper, thanks for sending it in. We need to broaden our horizons and listen to more things than the stuff I make myself. Awesome, cool, great work. Great work. People are saying hi to each other. Cool. LSD. I don't know. I don't know anything about LSD. What am I? I'm talking out of my ass again. Now, there's another another email right here. It's a really, really long one. So let's see what to do with this. Beats from India. Sanjeev Pavadad. Sir, I hope this message finds you well. Doesn't sound good this far. My name is Sanjeev from India, and I'm an aspiring musician and composer with a deep passion of creating meaningful music. I have recently completed a piece titled Sanjeev from India, and would be incredibly grateful if you would consider reviewing it and providing any feedback you feel may be valuable. I have long admired your work, especially the hardware equipment that you play with the most. I believe your insights and expertise would help me, yada yada. If you have the time, I would be delighted to share a recording or sheet music of my work. Sheet music wouldn't give me anything. I understand your schedule is busy, so please let me know if you would prefer a shorter excerpt instead. Okay, let's see here. 2 different files. Let's download both of them. If one of this is sheet music, I'm just going to be ashamed of myself. I don't know how to read music whatsoever. I don't even know how to make beats. Just barely. Sanjeev from India. That's 1.5. That's 155. Let's do this one. Okay, cool. Without looking at the chat, I don't know what you guys are saying about this. To me, he presented himself as an inspiring musician and composer with a deep passion for creating meaningful music. That's just a bunch of words, but they mean something. I think that kind of, calling yourself those words puts me in this place like, yeah, you're a composer. Fine. You see yourself as a composer. So to me, this music could be used in, this is film music to me. This fits into like an action movie where you do something in a scene. That type of music more than something. Sure, you can always just listen to music. That's a solid purpose in itself for sure. But this would also fit really nicely into a movie as the music for a tense kind of scene. But some things in this one feels like, I mean, you are working in a type of scale that's a bit foreign to someone like me. It's interesting and it's cool and it's exciting to hear stuff like that. But you also kind of, as a musician myself, I start thinking about, how does that note relate to that note, and what's going on here? And I start becoming too analytical, and I don't want that for something like this. Some of those, like marimbas, I don't even know. Again, it's not a marimba, I know. Some type of wood block sample. They are a bit loud, but it's like the main theme of the track. Seems like you know your way around mixing. The kick drum in there punches through everything and it's rock solid. Overcompressed, maybe, but sounds cool. And all of those risers and the patterns like that pumps along, it's cool. I'm not sure what to think about the music in its entirety because here it's not a problem of not having personality because it does. But what is it? What type of music is it? How am I supposed to listen to it? That's interesting. That type of riser that goes between the normal the normal 12 semitones, it's interesting. But again, what is it? So people are writing in the chat. Let's see. Made so well, another $10. Thanks, bro. Awesome. Love it. Thanks for the support. Super chat. Thanks for another great Monday. Thank you for being here. We've reached the alternative dance version of this episode. Yeah, right now we are in this weird space of, figuring stuff out, listening to stuff that we're not used to, which is cool. No one says anything about this. Futuristic sci-fi nightclub music. Yeah, maybe. And carbon vibes. I've never done LSD, but the way people describe it, it sounds like a good description. I don't know. Cinema definitely could be. Yeah, that's what I think. It feels like a track that could be used in a movie. And it's funny when someone writes an email this nice. I have long admired your work, and I'm a composer creating meaningful music. I believe your insight and expertise could help me refine my composition. Any advice you could give on areas such as arrangement, melody, structure would be invaluable. We're not doing that type of dive deep for this. It all depends. This sounds like music made for a purpose, and it all depends on the purpose. If you're making the music for a movie scene, it needs to fit the movie scene. The movie scene is your Bible, and that's what you need to follow. if you just make this as a piece of music for people to enjoy, I would have to listen to more of your stuff. Some of these risers and stuff creates this type of tension that someone like me from Sweden, from Europe, just finds interesting and cool and exciting that way. Maybe that's not what you want someone like me to focus on. So maybe, I don't know. Sanjeev is not going to be happy about my feedback here because I can't be any more concise. Maybe again, the same type of feedback I give everyone, it feels like, but this is also like programmed on a grid, right? And you can feel it. Being a producer myself, you can immediately notice that everything sits on the right place on the grid. Maybe that's not always what you want. Maybe just add some swing, nudge things a little bit back and forth, leave something misaligned on the grid just because. It's interesting enough as it is, but adding an element of surprise when it comes to the rhythmical part of it would probably be my only real suggestion. I'm not saying that this is 100% textbook either, because it's more experimental than that, but to make it a little bit more interesting, just add or change something about the rhythmical aspects of the sounds. I said something that could be valuable for someone. I don't know. Let's go into the next one. Getting stuck on details with things. Fucking love it. Beats from India. Sanjay, thank you. Dave Cooper again? No, not twice in the same episode. Here's another one. Let's see if we can move out of this alternative dance music kind of stuff. What's up, Accurate? First of all, I would like to say a big thank you for all your hard work and effort while sharing your knowledge with us. Second of all, I love watching you making the beats on YouTube. Thanks. Now, let's come back to the subject. Enclosed my most recent beat made on Machine MK2. After 13 to 15 of silence, years I guess, I've come back to making music. In the meantime, I've got 3 sons that keeps me busy for the last 10 plus years. Mix and mastering made in Cakewalk using free plugins. So in one word, I got a budget studio, but I'm having fun while making the beats. One love, stay strong, TDK. That's an also nice email. Someone who has been busy with family for 10 plus years and now back in music on Machine MK2. Sent in by TDK. The track is called I'm in Love. Cool. So, oh, that's not good. Hey, what's up? First of all, a lot of people in the chat are saying that it's too high pitched with the vocals. And I see what you're saying. I could do exactly the same thing. But maybe it would make sense to just take... I mean, pitching vocal samples up is a classic thing to do, right? But maybe in this case, if this is like +7, +6, +7 semitones, go to like +3, +4 and see if that's kind of still the same vibe, but a little bit more normal, so to speak. I like the high-pitched stuff, but this is maybe taking it a little bit too far. But apart from that, the chords, the sample, the bass works perfectly. Something in between, if I made this, I would definitely just add a normal Rhodes piano playing the chords. Boom, 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 boom. Just to add something. Maybe with a little bit of pitch wobbliness or something like that. Just to... There's something about this genre of music. This is pretty much where I am, right? Sometimes I feel like you need to really like nail the pitch, the chords, the foundation. That's why I always add a lot of... That's why I always add a lot of chords, normally with Rhodes, just to have a foundation in there. Because now you have the sample, the vocals, and you have some chords, and you have the bass, but I need something more in there. To make it a bit rounder, if this is the frequency range, the bass, I don't even know if it's mirrored. The bass frequency is fine. The top frequency is fine. In the middle of it, I need something more to just fill it up a little bit. But understand that we're splitting hairs right now. We're really talking about the details of things. If you haven't made music for 13 or 15 years and you're just getting back into it and this is what you make, I salute you. Big time. Awesome stuff. I think it's cool. Maybe a different type of pitch. Maybe something more to just make the thing a little bit rounder and softer. Could be cool. This is good. That secondary part is really good and helps a lot. So now that you stop taking in submissions, is there a new way you will be moving forward? Carbon Vibes. Yeah. Please go to this website, accuratebeats.com, or read all the text in the description for this video. I have another system in place that will... It's closed right now because I can't take any more right now. But as soon as we have listened to a lot of stuff, I'm gonna open the entire thing again, but I'm not accepting emails. It's all done in this form on my website. That's not up right now because it's closed, but whenever it's open again, I'm gonna notify everyone and let everyone come into this website, accuratebeats.com. Enter a simple form, name, email if you want to. You don't need to leave the email. A short message if you want to, and just attach a file. And that has to be an MP3 because it's max 10 megabytes big. So that's the new system. I am still accepting beats in the future. Not right now, because we can't have waiting lists for months for people to be featured on something like this. Doesn't make sense. Also described in the video. Thank you. Cool. And I'm doing this manually by just clicking. So we're going old school. We're doing the website. Again, I could do Discord. I could do whatever. I could do a Facebook group. I could do Patreon exclusive stuff. No, I want this to be open for as many people as possible. And my website and a forum is my way of doing it. So thank you, TDK, for sending it in, and good luck with the future of making music. You definitely have some talent right there. Now, we have changed the date. I haven't even said. We are now listening to a beat that came in on the 31st of October from Niels. Slap Af Niels. Hey, Accurate. I'm a Danish beat maker from Denmark who goes by the name Slap Af Niels. I make everything on the MPC-1 and SP404A. 2 different beats. One is called Field Trip, the other one is called Wanna Dance. And there's another one too. Let's do Field Trip. I like that name. Slap Af Niels. Field Trip. On its way down. There we are. Boom. That's some classic shit, right? Rhodes piano, sloppy drums, bass line, a few horn hits, like a saxophone or something coming in here and there. Old school, true, classic, nice. And having those 2 different snare samples slightly misaligned like that is kind of a cool thing. Let's see if we can pick up on that. Listen to the snare. That's a great way to make the entire drum loop sound even more sloppy without being like, you know, offbeat or anything. This is awesome. This is cool. This is some great like video game background kind of music, just sending a vibe. And from a musical standpoint, looking at those chords, it's not complicated. Boom, 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 boom. Sounds like it's done with an MPC with 3 megabytes max. Pure 90s boom bap. Yeah, I mean, this is my kind of stuff. I find myself having kind of a hard time making things that's this vibey and chill without going into the like sadness kind of territory. I think it's cool. And you see, I keep restarting it because I like it that much. Nice work, Slap F Nils. Nice to have people like that sending beats in that sounds like that. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And there's 2 more of the same guy. So a part of me wants to, but it doesn't seem fair. So let's not go into anything else. So this is another one. We are a sound design company that develops loops. I wanted to reach out. Yeah, that's not the right email address for that kind of stuff. And the next one comes from Oppo. Hi, I'm the marketing lead at Oppo. No, you're not. It's not even their website. You want to sponsor me with, what does Oppo make? Cameras, right? Fake emails all over the place. So, remember when I said we had 50 beats? Some of them are 50 emails. Some of the emails are like that too. Oh, we have been at this for almost 3 hours now. We gotta think about wrapping it up. Chris52, I'm sending over a floppy disk. Yeah, you're more than welcome to just come over here. You live like 3 blocks away. Come here with a floppy disk. Do I even have a way to... I don't anymore. Damn, I don't have a way to read the floppy disk. The MPC takes a zip drive, a zip disk. Yeah, I have this, still have this external floppy disk drive thing with a USB connection. So please, come over with a floppy disk with all of your beats. You don't even make beats, I know that. Rhodes in 12-bit. Yeah, that's probably what it was. Nero sent in a beat on the 28th. Can you please check your spam if you've skipped a mail? Yeah, all right. We are now reviewing beats that came in on the 4th of November. I haven't read that one yet, but yeah, the 28th of October should have been passed in this episode. So let's, again, we found some great stuff in the junk last time. And your name was Nero. Or Nero. Neiro. Greetings from Berlin. Yeah, I played that one. Maybe like an hour ago, but in this episode, you have been featured. You have. Let's just remind ourselves what you came for, something like that. What you came here for. It's downloaded, but I don't recognize it immediately because I'm getting tired. But
Is that what you came here for?
That I want you to know.
yeah, we heard that one for sure. It has been featured in this episode. Just skip back. Thanks for reminding me though. But you have been featured, my friend. You have. But again, let's go back to the junk mail because it's not junk. Oh my god. But no, these are later ones. All the junk email has... That starts at the 11th of October. So no, that's not where we are. Cool. But what do you guys say? 2 more? 2 more beats? 2 more? I think that's reasonable. 2 or maybe 3 more. This is from Remete Danny. Yo, mister, I'm open to your opinions. And here's a track. I don't know which camera to go for. Maybe that one. Again. Okay, the file name is @maybe1 @prod Brandon Keys. Brandon Key. Let's go.
Brandon, I'm so proud of you. What's my...
Sorry about that. Maybe it's just on my end, but oh, that was so distorted. Let's start it and turn down the volume. Whew. Maybe that's how it's supposed to sound. I don't know. It was way too much.
Brandon, I'm so proud of you. What's my...
Okay, this is the first time I've done this. I can't play that. I'm sorry, I can't. There's another one too. Let's see if that one's as... Okay. I've said... I've said from the beginning that everything will get played. But I know that this is hurting me and you. And believe me, the volume here is like half volume. Huh. Help me out. What do we do? Do we play this one? Any of these two? For 2 minutes? I'm fine, but I'm from Atlanta, yeah. Yeah, the distortion is in the mix by choice. I know, but it's such a bad choice. Such a bad choice. Skip it. Yeah, okay. Yeah. 1 minute, someone says. That might be reasonable. This is not a pleasure to listen to. No, it's not. Let's take number 2 again. Half volume. I'm sorry, I can't. Distortion is a thing that could be used and should be used sometimes, but not like that. Not like that. So I don't care if you make bad music. I'm gonna play it anyways. But if it's like hurtful to listen to, yo, mister, I'm open to your opinion. Okay, my opinion is this. Less distortion. Less distortion. That's my opinion. Yeah, I can't be like that if it's that difficult. I can. I'm allowed to. It's my stream. Whatever. So, another one from Zakary Vasquez. Hello, long-time fan. You're the whole reason I learned how to use Machine. And I don't even use Machine. Machine. We do need to talk about Machine sometime in the future. And right now, I'm in a position where I can't say more than that. But we do need to talk about Machine and the potential future of it. The file is in the last one I did, not completed yet. These were made on Machine Plus and the SP404 Mark II. You don't have to play any of the actual videos. I currently don't have access to those WAV files, sadly, but you can rip the audio of them if needed. No. You probably won't do all 3, no. But I was not sure which one to send you. These are just my last 3 that I really liked. My mixing is also not the best. That's okay. That's okay. Let's just take one of them. Sent in by Zakary. And that's a WAV file. That's fine. thank you for sending this nice, cozy, chill track. I mean, the criticism here is, of course, the main theme with the guitar. Dum 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 dum. There's needs to go. No, that's not what I meant to say. It needs to be taken out for some parts of it. It becomes really repetitive because it's always in there. Other than that, it has a nice atmospheric vibe to it, and the vocal sample fits nicely in there. Chris said that he didn't expect that vocal sample to be in there, but it fits, and I agree. It fits in there. It sounds good in the entire composition. Is it perfect? No. Is it a bit flat? Needs to be pitched a little bit? Yeah, maybe, but who cares? At the end of the day, it sends a vibe through your ear holes, and that's what it's supposed to do. And again, we talked about having a solid foundation of something. And here, a bass line. A proper bass line. Doesn't need to be too busy, too many notes, too whatever. Just something nice and solid to go with the drums to like glue the entire lower frequency section together. Would make this one even more cozy and even more nice to listen to, you know? It's a nice track. I appreciate it. I like it, especially in context of everything else we've heard. Super cool. Thanks for sending it in. Made on Machine 2. That's cool. The tool doesn't really change much, but it's cool to know that someone still uses Machine. Machine 2. Now, that's not the same guy. My bad. This is made on Machine 2 and the SP404 Mark II. My bad. Machine Plus. I'm saying all types of words. Machine Plus and the SP404 Mark II. Cool. Nice track. That guitar lick is too repetitive, but in general, it's cool. And I went back to the distorted email. No. And here we have someone that we have had on in the chat before. Saya King. Yo, beatmaker from the Netherlands. Been watching your channel for a while now. I have a couple of beats. You could choose one or listen to them all. Ha ha ha. I'll link the SoundCloud. It's easier than a WAV file. Let's agree to disagree. No, I do recognize this username because we've heard this before, right? Yep, that has been played. Cool, cool, cool. Saya King has been played. Decent track overall. Drums are good. Vocals really nice. Yeah, a lot of people like that one. So, this is going to be the last beat for today. It's been way too long already. I've talked about 2 hours, then I made this entire rant about the new system. Now we're almost at 3 hours. So this is the last beat for today. This is sent in by Yanik. Peace. I'm Yanik and 23 years old, and I'm from Germany. I'm watching your stream right now, and I would really like to know what you're thinking about a beat of mine because I think you have a lot more experience and I enjoy learning from you. You know, I'm always reading these emails. You guys are fucking awesome. Is my computer messing up? Chris, don't say anything about Windows. My computer wasn't messing up. Here we are. So, one last track for today by Yanik. Yanik? Yanik. A nice email with someone who actually wants a little bit of feedback. Let's go!
I'll say these two things. I think very three-dimensionally. I don't think in the black and white lines that I've been programmed to think in. And I think in full color. So when I talk, I have to describe a thought in 5 ways. You know, so when I talk, it's not a rant, it's a symphony of ideas. I just tell the truth, and telling the truth is crazy in a world full of lies. You know, if every time someone asks you a question, you try to say the right answer, your entire life is a test. And when did you have the most anxiety? In grammar school or high school?
No question.
On test day.
No question.
So your entire life become this test. I ain't trying to say the right answer. I am just doing what I feel. My mama said trying is failing. There is no ifs, woulds, coulds, shoulds. It just is, and we just are.
That's 2 minutes. So if this is the last beat for today and it's this long of a build-up and that's 2 minutes right there, we just gotta know where this goes. Okay, I can't deal with this suspense. Let's just move along like a minute in. Okay, it doesn't happen. It does not happen. Okay, this is strange. This is not going to be the last beat for today. We're going to play one more. You know, I'm old school, and I would love to be in a world where everyone still listens to music that way. This one is 5.5 minutes long. My voice is giving up. This track is 5.5. You know, I have this facial paralysis thing still. Sometimes my mouth just doesn't work. So, what I was trying to say is that I would love to still live in a world where people are listening to tracks this way. This track is 5.5 minutes long. And the build-up is super cool, super nice and cinematic and whatever. but it never drops. What's the opposite of satisfying? I don't know the word, but this to me is the opposite of satisfying. Everything doesn't always need to follow a set pattern. That's not what I'm saying. You're free to do whatever you want. But as a producer, listening to something like this, I'm just waiting for the drop. You know, like old school Kanye West kind of drums. You know, where there's like 4 kick drums between every single snare drum. Or half tempo of that. I want a snare. That's all I'm saying. So this is from a really nice person, 23 years old, and wants my experience or my feedback because I'm more experienced. And I might be more experienced, but it's also a matter of personal taste, you know? So who am I to tell you that this isn't good? It's good. The progression is cool, and I think this is maybe the best example we've ever had when it comes to a build-up. Building an arrangement. And yeah, the track is 5.5 minutes, and I'm not going to play the entire thing, but it also doesn't release. We don't get that release that we're kind of looking for. I'm expecting it to drop and become harder and more aggressive and more intensive. You're building it up to the point where it never like lands, you know? It's just a build up and then it's stable. And then it ends. So a build up should lead to something. That's what I'm trying to say. Arrangement wise. Having a really long-winded and slow intro part and building up to something, it's cool, but you're also building up a promise somehow. If you're waiting for that long and you're just getting into the vibe with the chords, and it's, you know, it has a little bit of aggression in there.
In a world full of lies, you know.
And also the vocals kind of helps building up the entire thing.
Woods.
Dum 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 dum. It's there. The aggression, the power, the emphasis on the, it's there, but it never comes. So you're building up this expectation of things going straight to hell. You don't have to deliver on straight to hell, but you need to deliver on something more than just, yep, this is where we are. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. You know, it's building up, but you never get the release. And that bothers me. That bothers me with something like this. There are also some stuff going on with the pitch here. It doesn't feel like it's all in tune. Maybe that's by design and that's what you're going for. In that case, I think it's kind of cool. If it's not, try to just nudge something a few cents somewhere. It's nice. What I'm saying, again, this might be the best example we've ever had of a powerful build-up. The building up part is awesome. You're just not delivering on what you're building up to. Whew! Am I too critical? Help me out in the chat. What are we saying? Yeah. Put drums on it real quick. Yeah. Did he just troll? All build, no payoff. Everyone says the same thing and I haven't even checked. Bad advice is the best advice. Huh? Am I giving bad advice? I'm gonna start a beat channel called Inaccurate Beats, and I'm only giving bad advice. Okay, do that. Yeah, I think I'm on point. I think I'm right. I'm always right, you know? That's what it is. So, spent like half an hour on that. Or maybe it's just a genre that I don't understand. I'm also open for that. But we can't end on something that doesn't have that resolution, that doesn't deliver on the promise. And I gotta say this: if Yanik sees this and he feels like I'm totally unfair and he has some thoughts about it, feel free to email the same email address again and just yell at me or whatever. I might be wrong. I'm totally up for that. Now, this will probably be, or this is the last beat for the show. Sent in by Carlos. Picking it up again, the music production for me after trying it during pandemic. Little snippet, any tips on mixing and mastering would be appreciated. Yeah, that's not really what we do, but we can talk about it in its entirety. The slowdown and the bit reduction is cool. Just had to go back there because there's a lot of stuff going on. It sounds vibey and it has a nice rhythm and a nice feeling to it. You're talking about mixing and mastering, and I think you made a few mistakes somewhere. But the bass line and the guitar and that organ thing, it all works together, but somehow it's I don't know if it's distorted, but it's like overdriven somehow. So whatever you did with the mastering, take it down a notch. Don't do that much. And I would love to hear a little bit more sharpness in the higher frequencies because it's a little bit muddy and a little bit muddy. Try to do that without like giving the snare too much treble, because that could also be too much. But finding the right balance between different instruments like this is difficult for real. And it feels like you put a lot of work into the bass line and it deserves to be heard. But maybe it's a bit much. That rhythmical guitar really works, but my feedback here is just to do less mastering. Mastering isn't this thing that it's not all about just putting everything to the max volume. A lot of people think that's what it's about, just limiting the entire thing, so the waveform becomes this big chunk or this big sausage thing. Leave a little bit of dynamics in there. Love the bass line. Love the bass line. Allow the bass line to have space, but try to adjust the balance somehow. You want some of that shimmer. The hi-hat and the snare drum is basically all you have that's above like the mid-range, and something else needs to be put up there, and you need to do less mastering, less limiting. So you see, I can be not super complicated too and just say some stuff. But good job, Carlos. I like the beat a lot. I think you asked for feedback for the mixing and mastering, and I think that's kind of all the stuff you need to work on. So we are at a point now where we are on the 4th of November, which is actually just like 4th of November. That's 2 weeks ago. Cool. So that's the last beat for today. Cool. Thank you. Thanks a lot for checking this stream out, and it's been way too long, 3.5 hours. I'm sorry, but we are trying to we're trying to listen to as much stuff as possible, and I think that makes sense. Now, I am sorry. We have been live for 3.5 hours, so I'm starting to get a bit tired, but still. I think we had a good time. Great stream. Thank you. I'm really putting a lot of work into this now to just move through as many emails as possible without rushing, without being like too whatever. Because you see, we get stuck on some things and just talk about the same thing for 20 minutes. And that's what it's going to be. I'm not going to stress myself. That's what it's going to be. It was mostly a good time. Yeah, that distorted beat made everyone upset. I'm glad it's not just me, you know? But please remember, if you are a producer yourself and you make beats, accuratebeats.com has all the information and all the details about how this is gonna develop in the future, and it's also in the description for this video. I'm basically not taking any submissions right now because we have too much to go through, and in the future I'm gonna open up a form on my website where you can submit your beat on a form. Maybe I want to record this in OBS. Let me say this entire thing once more for the video. No, I have time tomorrow. Stop that. No, that's not what we're doing. So, thanks a lot to everyone, and Carbon Vibes just sent over another super chat, and thanks a lot, Carbon Vibes, I appreciate it. And Carbon just says, thanks, Accurate. Thank you for being here. Thanks for supporting this thing. Thanks for being a part of this community that we're slowly becoming. Giving each other feedback and listening to music is such a great thing. Someone says, just chop it, says some really nice submissions tonight. Yeah, for sure. People are crazy talented. That's what it is. Some beats was, some things needed to be worked on, some things needed to be adjusted in certain ways, some things were just awesome. And you guys are just awesome. Pretty much all of you. Love it. So yeah, the next episode of this show is next Monday. Tomorrow I'm off my day job and I'm gonna work on another video. And next week we're back with a beat review on Monday and a beat making session sometime the same week. But yeah, what I'm trying to communicate is the changes we're doing to this series. Accepting beats over this forum instead of email. And I think that's good. I think it's gonna work out. Let's at least test it out. So, time to go to bed and say goodnight to all of y'all. And then we're gonna make some beats with this one tomorrow. Making beats with this one, no, it's a compressor. I'm gonna use it for beats. So guys, thanks a lot for being here again. Thanks a lot for all the super chats and all the support, and thanks for being a part of this. I do need to go now, and thank you and good night. Peace out. Beat review. I don't know. Good night.